A miracle from the start, how his mother is remembering the 3-year-old who lost his life in a tragic accident on the highway.
Video you will only see on Fox 19 now. A state trooper jumps into a car to tase a suspect. Now we know why.
A woman is fighting for her life after being shot. Police say it was accidental, but the family isn't buying it.
The new models are in and what it means for your First Alert weekend forecast.
This is Fox 19 Now.
I just want people to realize that you never know when the last moment is going to be. So please hug your kids tighter every day, no matter what. Please hold on to your babies.
Those words tonight from Megan Ritter, who lost her son Dawson in that horrific crash along 275 last night. This is Dawson. And this is who she wants you to remember. Chris and I were talking to the mother just a few moments ago who was just released from University Hospital. She was on monitors because she's also pregnant. We're putting this story together right now. We want you to hear what she has to say because it's very profound and it gives you quite a new perspective that you might need. But for right now, I'm going to work on this. Rob, I'm going to send it back into you in studio.
All right, we look forward to hearing more, Tricia. Thank you very much. Right now, this newly released video shows Cincinnati police and the Ohio State Patrol executing a search warrant in a West Side neighborhood. The man arrested is back in court next week. You see him entering the car there. If the volume was up, you would hear the taser. He's going to be at the Hamilton County Courthouse, and that's where we find our Ken Brown right now.
Yeah, Rob, that's right. It's going to be a week from today that Alexander Leonard is back in the building behind me. He's facing several charges, 2 counts for aggravated possession of drugs, 2 counts of aggravated trafficking of drugs, and he's also facing an obstruction of official business charge that stems back to a phone call that he made right before his arrest. The Toyota Avalon you're looking at's being followed by an Ohio State Highway Patrol officer on the city's west side. This trooper isn't the only officer nearby because police are about to execute a search warrant on the driver, Alexander Leonard.
Hey, roll your window down, man.
Leonard pulled to the side of the road without issue but doesn't appear to be listening to the trooper's commands.
No, give me your phone. Give me your phone. Your phone. You're about to get tased. Get off the phone. Now you're on right now. Get off the phone!
Despite saying he's hung up the phone, the 32-year-old Price Hill man still seems to be carrying on a conversation.
Get off the phone. You are going to get tased here in a second. Get off the phone.
They pulled me off. Hey, flush that, flush that.
Those 2 words, flush that, got Leonard a second-degree misdemeanor charge for obstruction of official business. Court documents say Leonard called a female and ordered her to flush evidence.
Don't worry, man. We got you on the horse telling her to flush it.
No, I did not, man.
We'll get her for fingerprint too.
No, I didn't, man. Telling nothing, man.
Leonard was told 8 times to get off his phone over a 32-second stretch before officers opened the door and arrested the man who goes by Chop. Police had a search warrant for Leonard's home, his car, and for Leonard himself. Now, we did reach out to Leonard's lawyer tonight and have not heard back. We also reached out to the Ohio State Highway Patrol to make sure protocol was followed during that arrest. We have also not heard back from them yet, but Leonard is due back in court on May 10th. Reporting live downtown tonight, Ken Brown, Fox 19 Now.
All right, Ken, thank you very much. New at 10, Otto Warmbier's parents speaking out about the country's human rights violations to rub their noses in what they did and embarrass Kim Jong-un's government.
Someone that had a heart would say, well, we screwed up. Let's get him some medical care. No, that's not possible. Let's leave him in the hole where he has no care and let him vegetate. How can anybody be quiet when this is going on? The only thing we can do is rub their noses in this. It embarrasses them.
And that's Otto's mother, Cindy. Her comments came at a very sensitive time as Kim and President Donald Trump are planning a historic meeting, and a day after the U.S. leader hinted at the imminent release of American prisoners being held in North Korea right now. A week ago, Cindy and her husband, Fred Warmbier, filed a wrongful death lawsuit against North Korea saying its government tortured and killed their son. Right now, it's clear on the Fox 19 Now rooftop camera. The rain is gone, but is it gone for good? Or at least until the weekend's over. And what about your morning commute? Let's kick it over to the chief, meteorologist Steve Horschmeyer.
Well, Rob, I think all the news is pretty much good. You can still see some scattered shower activity here on Doppler radar, but if we look at it from a little bit wider view, you can see most of the real action is up to the northwest, heading away from us, not coming our way, and this stuff is just weakening as it comes our way. So a few scattered showers overnight. I can't rule out a shower for the morning commute, but I think those will be rare. So most of you go to work and school on dry roads and temperatures warm, and of course the humidity sky high for this time of the year. So just a few showers in the area at 7 a.m. 69 degrees as you head out the door, winds out of the southwest at 12. And if we look elsewhere around the tri-state, what you'll see here, 65 degrees in Connersville at 7 a.m., 69 in Brooksville, Vanceburg at 69, so upper 60s around the tri-state. Humidity on the high side. Along with that humidity on the high side, we've got only a few hit-and-miss light showers in the tri-state, so it should not be an issue for your morning commute. As we head into the weekend, what we're talking about is some cooler, drier air coming our way, so much more comfortable weather is on the way to the tri-state, and that good news coming up in just a few minutes in the 7-day forecast. We'll talk about that, and we'll go over to Rob now with the latest.
All right, Steve, thank you very much. Of course, a lot of people interested in the forecast for the Flying Pig weekend. He'll have that as well. You know, this is an odd story. A woman calls 911 for help after she was followed by what appeared to be an angry driver. And you'll never guess where police ended up arresting that driver. Michael Baldwin joins us with that story.
Yeah, Rob, it all happened outside the Loveland Safety Center. We can tell you police did not have to go very far for this one. In fact, she came right to them. Unusual story out of Loveland, so much so it had the police saying,
I've never seen it in my career. That's the first.
Police said a woman called 911 saying she was in danger. Someone was following her. That person, according to police, was Jamie Revis. The woman being followed just so happened to be near the police department. So they told her to pull in.
As fate would have it, there was 3 or 4 of our officers in the parking lot and received the complainant when she pulled in, as well as the lady who was driving behind her acting erratically.
Why Revis decided to pull into the police station is unclear, but police said in their report that Revis was acting strangely, smelled of alcohol, and failed sobriety tests.
We talked to this young lady about what she was doing, why she was pulling into the back of a secured area at a police station. She gave us a story that she was there to meet a friend of hers who she didn't really know the name of.
So yes, police say the suspected drunk driver drove right into the police station.
I would encourage people that are being followed or feel that they're in a dangerous situation to call 911 and seek help. If you're in an area of a police station or a well-lit area that's heavily populated, yes, I would suggest that people take advantage of that.
Revis was released from jail. She was charged with OVI and refusal of a breathalyzer. She's due back in court May 8th. Michael Baldwin, Fox 19 now.
Michael, this is an unspeakable tragedy, a mother losing her child.
I never thought my tire blowing out on the side of the road and getting my son out to pee would be the last time I saw him.
A short time ago, and I mean maybe 40 minutes ago, I spoke to the mother of that boy, this little cute guy who lost his life on I-275. You're going to hear her amazing strength ahead.
Somebody's going to get hit, seriously injured, like the kid did about a year ago that was seriously injured.
A new construction project has parents concerned about their children's safety. What we're learning now.
Well, right here from the plains into the Ohio River Valley, all this warm, moist air is going away for the weekend. I'll tell you how nice it's going to be in just a couple minutes.
You're watching Fox 19 now.
Dawson Elder was a miracle baby who had a rough start to his life.
He's my best friend. He was born at 29 weeks, 1 pound, 11 ounces. He's a fighter from the day he was born. And he was just my best friend. He told everybody, my mommy is my best friend.
This is the way Megan Ritter wants to remember her 3-year-old son, Dawson, a fun-loving, skinny little blonde who could make everybody laugh.
He just loved everybody in the whole world, never knew stranger. Just the happiest, most rambunctious baby. So perfect, so smart. He slept with his bear every night. He just loves stuffed animals. He loves them so much. And his blankets, he calls them his babies. And we can't go anywhere without his babies.
And yesterday, in the blink of an eye, Dawson was killed.
My tire blew out and I pulled over onto the shoulder on 275. I was on my rim. I had nowhere, I couldn't go any farther. And Dawson was really upset because he had an accident because we had been sitting in the car for so long. I was on the phone with the tow truck getting help, and he was crying because he had an accident. And so I let him climb up front and figured we'd get out on the passenger side. Just open the door and I would hold him so he could go potty. He had to pee and he was upset, you know. And so his favorite thing to do is pee on mommy's wheels. He thinks it's hilarious. So I got him, I had him on my lap. We had the door just propped open just a little bit. I had him on my lap in the passenger seat and he was going to the bathroom. And next thing you know, we were rear-ended and slammed him to the wall. And he was ripped from my arms, and that's the last time I saw him.
First responders arrived on scene about the same time that Dawson's dad did. Her 1-year-old daughter was still in the back seat in a car seat. She was unharmed. Megan was admitted to University Hospital immediately after that accident because she is 6 months pregnant. Doctors say the baby's okay.
There's so many things I wish I would have done different, or, you know, but I can't change anything. I just wish I could hold him and protect him as his mother, you know. But he was, the best part about it is he was laughing about peeing on my car because he thought it was funny. And then that's the last, then he was ripped from my arms, and that's the last I saw him.
Dawson loved the Power Rangers. He was always laughing. That's how she will remember him. That's how she wants you to remember him. And tonight, she just wants you to hug your kids a little tighter.
I just want people to realize that you never know when the last moment is going to be. So please hug your kids tighter every day, no matter what. Please hold on to your babies.
That's really brave of her.
She's unbelievably strong. Dawson's dad, can I just read this?
Yeah.
He just texted me during that story because both of them want to share their story. They want to talk about Dawson. He says, it's a very difficult time explaining what happened to my 8 and 9-year-old, their brothers. It's the hardest thing he ever had to do, but they know he's in God's hands now. I told them we can cry because we miss him, but we can't cry for him because he's in paradise. He's in no pain, and he will always be in our hearts. It's wonderful.
And the main thing is, you heard the mother there. She's like going, you know, hug your kids, right? Because you don't know when they're going to be. Tomorrow's never promised, I guess.
It's perspective. It's
Yeah, absolutely.
perspective. Can we tell you about the GoFundMe
GoFundMe
page?
site, yeah.
Because there is a GoFundMe page, and I hope that you're touched by the story and you can at least look at it, and if you can give something to help them out in memory of Dawson, that would be fantastic.